Player team pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. 10 seconds remaining.
Morphling.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Not quite the series. It's gonna be crazy.
It's an interesting matchup for sure. I would say arguably Team Liquid looked pretty shaky for 1.5 of their 3 games yesterday. IG probably also didn't bring out their best form either. So Liquid picked it up really, really well, especially during their 3rd game of the series. So if they can keep carrying that momentum in, that's good. IG obviously had a great start to the group stage, went 4-0 in their first 4 games, and then started looking a little bit less on their A game. But now that we're at the main event, this is where things go down. Their series against Mouse Sports looked pretty solid overall. They did lose a game. I think Mouse Sports played a great game there and had a good draft. This one,
Yeah, whose draft do you like it?
I think Liquid can play this game pretty fast with their heroes in comparison to what we've seen in some of their other games. I've been criticizing them for being fairly greedy. Then yesterday, I really liked their 3rd game draft when they had the Lycan, or was it the day before yesterday? I can't even remember. Might have been yesterday. Everything blends together at this point. But it seems Liquid have kicked up the pace a little bit on their drafts. It's still very late game oriented with like these 3 cores in Templar, Assassin, Weaver, and Furion in this case. But there just seems to be more pacing going in. And IG have maybe slowed down a little overall. This time they're playing a Burning. They love farming on him, so as far as that goes, it's good.
For sure, on lane, XXS, looking to make the bullet. Chased down by GH. Also Kuroki coming around from the sidelines as well. We'll see if XXS can get far enough away.
They can CT.
If they get the shards block to close the gap for Kuro to get in, they may just have enough damage to bring him down. XXS, no escape for him, and that'll be a third. GH and Kuro giving him the rundown, and not quite get himself back to safety there, XXS.
Did GH not use shards until then a single time? He didn't even use it earlier?
I believe he did.
Very nice play there, because
Howard right onto it.
I was looking at the battleground, he has a TP, when you generally go for this pull, you have a TP with you, and then in case you get caught, you can just TP out. Oh, wait a second.
Look at this, straight to mid. Yeah, GH with the second use of the shards coming in. Can they chase this one down? The shrine's available. It's a very, very risky play, and indeed they will back up. So OP will just survive. Will be forced to use that shrine very early on, though, of course. GH already making some big moves.
Yeah, this is a great play, the first kill on the Bat Rider. He waits very, very long with using these shards, and XXS doesn't really dare TPing because he thinks Snowball might just kill him. I think the moment the shards come out, he can actually TP instantly, and he will survive. Kuro can't really throw out a nuke because no real damage has been done, and if he's killed this low, he has no damage. So XXS was able to survive, but it's a reaction thing. Make the right decision under pressure. Oh, they're going to dive in bottom here. Matumbaman actually going in.
It's deep. I mean, they're following him under the cover of the Firefly.
Force him out of XP range here.
Liquid just doing their best to control the lanes, both mid and bottom, certainly in their favor with these sort of plays. I say that though, OP will move in onto Miracle.
Oh, XXS is dead.
Snooks picks up the level 2, setting up for Liquid to find another kill onto the bat. 2 minutes in, 2 deaths for XXS. Tusk certainly proving to be an issue for the Bat Rider.
Yeah, good early movements here from GH. So 2 quick kills for Liquid. The lanes are still going pretty fine for IG overall. You see OP facing up evenly with Miracle and mid. Burning is clearly out farming the Weaver. That's generally the trade-off you take when you go for kills. You lose a bit of CS. And the Crystal Maiden is a bit of an X-factor in this game. This is the greediest CM opening I think we've seen the whole tournament. He has actually only jungled until level 3.5. And if Maiden can afford to do this, just jungle straight up, she can get levels very, very quickly. And wasn't really needed too much top against this Nature's Prophet, as it looks like. Bovica is a tree.
CM as well,
zone.
getting off the double stack there. The jungle, so
important for Bat Rider.
Efficiency will be very nice. Well, one thing though, looking at the drafts that I kind of wonder for Liquid going against IG, do they have enough control to deal with an Emma Sprint and Morphe? It feels like these two heroes, if they get past even just a slightly rocky beginning, it's going to be so hard for Liquid to control them. I mean, GH is having a good job of controlling XXS, but these two cores, if they get big, how do you lock them down if you're Liquid's lineup? Where's the control?
There's going to be this like maybe 10-minute window where it's difficult for Liquid because they don't have the items, but you can itemize against these cores. The Templar Assassin can go for Bloodthorn, the Nature's Prophet can get a Hex, so you can itemize that way. Even you can see the Visage even getting a big item at some point later on. Actually, because a lot of trouble contesting mind control here.
TP's across immediately, pops the mango, rolls in, and secures mind control. The kill in return. Just a bit of an overestimation there, really, from Buckrity as he tried to man fight, but underneath the shrine, Monkey King wasn't what he was when he first came out.
Tusk is a nice hero against Monkey King because, oh wait a second here, for mid.
Might just get
OP, wait, whoa, who's going to die on this one?
There's a wraparound for Kuroki. Kuroki should secure the kill onto OP, and GH, she's already coming in looking for more. Miracle keeps himself alive at the moment, being with the refraction, does go down, but IG, they've already lost 2. Baboka chases down as well. He'll fall, double kill for mind control. XXS trying to find a trade and will bring down Kuroki. But mind control turning up, picking up a double. Favorable trade. End of the day for Liquid, still 3 for 2. Already 5 minutes in, a lot of action happening.
I like this high place.
经济立马就起来了，并且最主要是它的等级，先知这个英雄是有了等级，它必死。
High place doing a
You
lot
gotta be careful there, OP.
Yep, absolutely. Chains. But where was I? Yeah, so Liquid can itemize to deal with this. Obviously, there will be a time window where where the items aren't online yet, and that's probably what IG will be aiming for, getting their Bat Rider Blink Dagger, and then getting the Ember involved. Morphling might just play super hard carry this game. I wouldn't be surprised to see Burning picking up a Might as his first main item. We've seen it before. Alternatively, maybe just the standard Linken's opener is also good. Now I remember what I wanted to mention. Tusk is actually really nice as a hero against Monkey King. Monkey King is one of these very mobile heroes, but if you cast Snowball on him, you will always follow him. You can shard him in when he's taking these early game skirmishes, and you have Frozen Sigil to try to find him with. In addition, they also have the Treants that they can spawn out of the trees if they see him there, and they have the Swarm, and they have Visage Birds. Maybe a bit too many counters to Monkey King in the same game, I don't know. At least showing a lot of respect to Bovica from a drafting perspective here at Team Liquid. And so far, so good for them. This early game is looking pretty good.
But Timberman have to get a fair bit of done to this tier 1 on the bottom lane. Already brought it down to 50%. Yes, wise the ball. Miracle. Timber in a good spot still. Top's place is reserved for Burning's Morphling. He's having all the setup to become the Morphling that used to be this time around. Mind control to the side lanes have been going around with the rotations as we saw towards the mid, so finding experience and gold elsewhere. Of course, that means he's unable to limit what Burning's able to achieve on his own.
He is. It's actually a really good thing to look at here, the discrepancy between the off-laners. It's generally what you pay when Nature's Prophet gets involved, but Mind Control hasn't really felt confident laning to in the first place at all. He's level 4.5, and the Bat Rider is level 6.5. Just the Bat Rider stacking the jungle a couple times, farming that top mid lane. OP. A lot of damage here from Miracle.
Just have to be careful. Look at GH. Really wanting to be primed to go in and try and get the catch.
It's a bit tricky for to go on an Ember who's level 6. If there's a Remnant out behind and you start snowballing, you can actually get to a horrible position with the snowball will follow. I think GH now realistically just doesn't try mid. I don't think it's the best lane to look for here. The kill on the Bat Rider bottom is definitely possible. I would like to see that play out of Liquid where they rotate over the 2 supports bottom, try to kill this Bat Rider and Nature's Prophet and then take the tower. That's already at 1/3 health. So a Bat Rider kill should give them that tower. It's either that or they start treating Burning as a hero. I'm a bit surprised that this Morphling's just been completely left alone with 0 contention so far, no rotations. So not just, you don't have to kill the Morphling, you can at least, you know, show presence into Burning doesn't have this already 2 denies.
Yeah.
He's just holding the lane. Doesn't care.
It is interesting. Not letting him get away with that much. I mean, we know that Miracle, you know, he himself has been secured a good beginning in the mid lane, and the other day Liquid had an incredible game where Miracle just driving the entire force and securing a crucial victory for Liquid.
There comes the play bottom.
XXS getting gone on once again. This game will back up this time. OP coming in with a triple remnant, changes to Doom. Matuma Man out of there already with the time lapse. Burning turns up the fight. Gets himself involved in 1 kill. Can they find anything else? Q lands the Nova slow on Kuroki. Frostbite to follow up and Burning in for more action. See if we can burst it down. Waveform forward and Burning with the great rotation will secure IG a very confident team fight win here. Picking up 2 kills with his involvement.
IG were super ready for this, and I think it would be admit he's actually trying to go into the Monkey King, and Monkey King jumped away. GH is in a horrible position right now.
He really is here, but Boca jumping forward again to make sure the gap can be closed. OP will go forward, charges are popped, and IG hitting back very hard. Fight down bottom, an instant reaction there to an overextension from GH in the mid lane.
And I think the reason IG are so ready for this play bottom is that Liquid took quite well to set it up. The heroes were missing from the map for a long time, and that's when you are... Okay, what is their play? Our Morpling top spot can't me. The Ember mid is fine, they can't kill me. So what are Liquid? We just need to be ready to counterplay bottom and we're going to be just fine.
He jump himself out of the sprout, springs and all down. There's the boundless drive. No successful TP. And IG, here we have it, picking the pace back up after an early stage that looked to be going well for Liquid with some good rotations from their side. RG themselves proving to have this power that we kind of expected them to have around this 10-minute mark. Using it very nicely. Liquid will still find the space to get that bottom tower. Burning may be getting his farm, but so's Matuma Man, very close behind the Morphling.
And is terrible. We've seen everything from starting to completely trash TAs in the games.
And Miracle's at the upper echelon.
Miracle, exactly. They make sure Miracle gets a good game on TA. I think the hero needs it. We saw what can happen if it gets destroyed in lane in the series. I believe that was yesterday, Faceless versus TC. And Miracle this time around at least getting some very good farm. He's currently farming Ancients, a double stack.
GH trying to make space here with the haste rune, and in fact he's going to make it out. The mana not quite there for Q, as he must have been incredibly close to having it, as he was desperately claritying up. Nice little space created by GH. 6 at the moment between these 2 sides.
Bobakus just a moment too late here. He comes over and spots out the Ancients, but Miracle's out of there. I think he got spotted by the Observer Ward that Liquid have in the river as well. So they should have a good idea what Monkey King is up to right now. And just head top and get some level and farm here, it looks like. So things are going to quiet down a little bit here. It's very difficult for Team Liquid to make plays right now. I think they need to continue ramping up this farm on Miracle, getting the first item on Mind Control. I am imagining we could see the Orchid come out early. I think it might be the way to go.
It's definitely something they're lacking. Yeah, as you mentioned, itemization. And talking about, I don't think I've seen this before, Sim. We've got a Weaver going for first time drops.
That's a long time ago that was common. Weaver actually likes getting the int of this item. It's nice to have that little bit of extra mana on Weaver. In extended fights, you actually cast a lot of spells and use a lot of mana. I don't know how big a fan I am, though. I think it slows down the hero a little bit, so it's more of a fighting build, the way I look at it. But I would imagine it's something like Matsumaman that I have been experimenting with a bit, has enjoyed having. The extra tank ability of it is nice. Weaver is a hero that benefits a lot from just a bit of extra health. So you see most players take the 6 strength talent over 30 Shukuchi damage just because this hero is all about just staying alive and not getting burst down in one go. If you stay alive, you basically have double your health, right, in theory. So, top tower is going to fall here.
A quick
split push from Matsumaman.
Getting some good objectives. Mind Control is also able to snipe the courier. Now with the Nature's Prophet play.
Burning got the bottom. He's getting very rich on this Morphling as well. Morphling is only 500 gold behind a free farming TA, more or less minute 12. It means Morphling is having 8.
XXS. He's looking to try and find himself a bit of a pick as he goes towards Kuroki. Matsumaman will be there with a rotation. XXS, can he finish off the Visage? He can. Almost certainly will pay for his life though. Matumba finishes him down. Q comes in very deep to try and him. Baboka is there with the Wukong's command. He'll get it out, forcing the side of Liquid to back up. They'll trap GH in the party ring. He's out and down. Miracle is towards OPQ though with a big freezing field, bringing the pain down onto Miracle as Baboka finds the double. IG coming in with a very aggressive fight. Matsumaman questioning whether you can punish anyone on the way out. Play around a little bit with Q. And he affords to get himself in and finish it off. He comes in once again, but doesn't want to reveal himself. The right click. OP's low, and in fact, Kuroki, if he has one of these stuns, he should have it. Good boundless strike from Baboka. The whole Matsumaman back to shots. Ooh! Won't quite block OP in. So he'll be able to get himself back up to the high ground. The shrines there and ready for IG. They will be lit. Get away with a very, very nice aggressive play.
Under attack.
They're getting as much out as possible, though. It's a nice play for Mind Control. The ends find that he can force this mid tower down into deny range at the very least. If there's just a single hit from him, but for that reason, he doesn't want to do it. They want to get the last hit and not get it denied. But I want to point out how nicely set up this fight was from IG. Yes, they lose their Bat Rider, but the way they baited the Crystal Maiden goes in for the Frostbite, and Liquid are like, oh, there's a Maiden here as well. They're overextending. They turn him. Baboka is just waiting in the trees. Gets out. A good Wukong's command. Gets the Bat.
Oh, he was spotted here. He got the jump off in time. Down the strike, trying to hop it too, but with the Sprout, Baboka to not escape. Liquid will get to catch him. Those wards. Doing the
absolutely. Burn it. Okay.
out of there.
See you later. And Lincoln's is 2 minutes away, probably.
I mean, it's in terms of popping the Lincolns for a start and then follow through silence. I mean, there's 3 heroes, I guess, that can build that sort of control. TA eventually, Miracle, maybe getting a Bloodthorn as such. You're going to look towards the Timberman, could always build the same way. Furion as well, but no one's queuing it up yet. It's a long way away. It still really does feel like there's just going to be this window of the game where Burning he's going to be loving life.
Oh, nice melt from Miracle mid. That could have got scary.
With the Desolator now on its way. Oh, actually, I just picked up. It's going to get even scarier if it lands the big hits.
I do agree, though. Liquid definitely have a problem with these heroes, but at the same time, you can also look at, again, I love talking about this clap path, him to have, there's some problems, there's some strengths. They have a couple of tools to break this Lincolns with as well, so it's about being in position. Soul Assumption, very long-range nuke that can just take it out. I believe you can just cast the Wrath of Nature on the target just as the primary target of it, then you can also break it with that. It's not the greatest, but maybe the better thing to think about for Liquid is, rather than how do we deal with this Morphling Lincolns, is how do we ensure that the game gets played on our terms? Because I still think they're very good at the split push game with their lineup right now, and that they can just look to outnumber by outmaneuvering and forcing IG to port to lanes to defend. Really, in a way, maybe the bigger problem for them, rather than the Lincoln, is Replicate. The fact that Burning can show up all the time.
Exactly. There's going to be the slip push potential for Burning. There's this global ability to be wherever the lane momentum requires him, and they may just look to kill GH straight up here. Baboka's in the tree line. GH will go with the punch, and Burning is just going to look to bait it out. They don't want to fight in the tower by the looks of it, even with the Monkey King's presence. Just a little bit too wary that Liquid can turn up and turn things around, especially with Mind Control being around. available. Flame, Matumba, and Miracle. Maybe let's see if they can set me up onto XXS, and while with the trap flow, they're going to make it go. XXS taking huge amounts of damage thanks to the old Deso, and it will be a clean, quick pick here from Matumba and Miracle.
And Liquid's lineup has a lot of mystical synergy. Meld, the Swarm, probably going to see a Medallion into Crest from the Visage at some point, or the Tusk. Either can get that. And Nature's Prophet likes to go for right-click damage later on into the game, so Liquid definitely has a lot of damage to stack up. It's all about the control, as we said before, and the game is right now pretty even overall, which I think IG should be fairly happy with. I think they would have liked to take. They would have liked to take 1 or 2 more towers than they have. They've only managed to take the bottom 2-1. But the thing is, this early game against Liquid, on paper, looked like it could get pretty scary with the amount of snowballing that their lineup actually has potential to do. Since that didn't happen, finding this comfort zone for IG where they just get to farm up really hardcore on Burning. We've seen him go for some of the greediest builds of the tournament, this time electing not to go for Midas, which is very unusual for him, kind of.
If he gets mid lane, because yeah, mid lane XXS with the jump in, IG look to start up. Follow through, GH is going to be taken out first. Quick, and they look to punish, mind control, will teleport in, takes down one, Miracle, jumps forward, counts, you. Triple rep from punish, Miracle, taking down the TA, they're back from GH. But Miracle's already down. Baboku controlling the field here with the Wukong's command. Liquid trying to come across with the snowball, the buyback for GH, managing to turn it. But they're coming back in. IG OP is still standing strong again with the remnants. Matumba Man has to get himself out of. Liquid throwing a lot in at that, but again, it's the 2 cores of IG that stay alive. Burning, having no trouble poking his way around the fight, and also, of course, OP just able to play so aggressive with his remnants. Not feel like it's too much trouble. Good chain stun, but Burning's got the replica out. No sort of silence, no further stun control, and Burning is back to base.
Bobuka got a little greedy in that fight, in my opinion, staying in his ring for as long as he did. Ended up getting caught off guard by a stun and getting killed when he could have definitely just disengaged there. But at the end of the day, at the same time, it baited in GH and got them a counter kill, so not too big of a deal in that regard. There was a dieback from the Tusk, so GH losing a lot of the progress that he was making towards that Blink Dagger. He was actually up to, I think, 1,200 gold going into that fight. Now he's down to 600. It always sucks when you're playing a support and you lose this much gold at this stage when you're kind of a playmaking type of support. It hurts a lot for GH. And with that in mind, I feel like this is actually a fairly big win for IG, that fight. However, the gold is still looking pretty alright for Liquid, and so is the appearance. It's a close game. Right. Very evenly matched teams in this matchup so far.
Matumba Man is certainly going to have the damage stepping up with that diffusal blade competition. I mean, between him and Miracle, if they both get on the same target.
Yeah, I love this diffusal choice against Ember. Yeah, it's a great idea here. If you see how the fights develop, just getting rid of Flame Guard, not necessarily to kill the Ember, but just to limit his damage. It's really nice. It's secondary, well, rather a tertiary way for them to remove Linkens as well. Good item. And a nice kind of item to have against Batrider as well. It just means that if you get any slight opening on Batrider, even if he has Force Staff later, they can kill him from full HP. The Weaver can kind of solo him actually if he plays it well.
This'll come in handy.
OP closing in on Blade Mail. We can see that road to the Basher for Baboka, still a little bit away, but going to be the slowest of timing. And IG will smoke up and get ready to go again. XXS with the lasso lead-in available.
I think Liquid Ward saw them. They smoked at the shrine, but I think all of them were in the lower right half. We have options right now. Where do they want to go? I think realistically trying to find any sort of pick around this mid area and getting that tower would be the best play. Oh, it looks like Miracle might just
would be the big catch here. XXS spots him out. Jump over Miracle quick with the meld and the blink out. Very sweet little play from Miracle there. Quick reactions. No time for IG to get any sort of detection down with that meld refraction blink out, and now they're going to try and fight back. Time that's out from Matumba Burning. Waveforms forward, falling low. Is big Wukong's command. They're controlling this area. Liquid have to be careful how they fight into it unless they can kill Baboka, and they can. They'll pick up a third. Liquid punishing this smoke very heavily from IG. Get anything more. Matumba is hunting. OP already back up to the high ground. They'll just look for the safer objectives. They're linked. They've taken a very convincing fight. Transcended of the fact that Miracle was quick with the reactions, playing around and just catching RG off guard as they didn't get the successful initiation.
That was a very clutch node. G probably annoyed that they didn't bring, maybe with a dust there, he has the reaction time here. He could dust lasso before Miracle blinks out perhaps. That's one way. The other way is to have OP closer to the bat, so that if it is the TA they find, they can insta-slide chains, and then Bat Rider will get the lasso after the last cast time, so it is possible for a Miracle to get the meld off. The moment Liquid had all of this information, this is a very easy fight for them to take. They know the positioning of the enemy heroes, they get a great swarm out coming from Matumba, and they kind of just run over them from multiple angles there. So very nicely executed fight by Team Liquid. And now they built themselves a bit of an advantage here. That fight was actually the biggest swing of the game, because it's the first time we have a fight that this one-sided. I think it was a 3-for-1.
Yep, ended up being. And
Roche.
Roshan and Aegis. Liquid looking to use this power spike to their advantage. If they smoke up, heading straight into IG's jungle. Q is going to be the one to tank this potentially if they catch him out, but
he actually got away.
Backing away. And unless Matumba wants to chase, Q should be fine. He'll see how much damage Matumba man can get away with doing. Actually, okay, there we go. Miracle up to the high ground with the DD. One melt strike to the back, and the CM is down.
He actually didn't get away.
He did not. Miracle, no mercy for the Crystal Maidens this world.
Yeah, Miracle has the read here that what are the odds that the CM is going to go all the way back into her base and they will have multiple TP support coming in to save her. Very unlikely. Ryder was porting in but came in too late. Miracle snipes to get up quickly. And this is a tier 2 as well. Liquid are starting to pick up a lot of steam here. This is going very fast all of a sudden.
Well, XXS wants to get a grab though, jumps in. This is the reaction from Miracle coming in again with a melt truck is too much, but the massive slide of fist. They've lost the Aegis, Liquid and OP on the backlines, forcing Kuro and Matumba away. They'll control Miracle up in the midst of it all, and Miracle's brought down a second time. Freezing field for Q, forcing Liquid to back. He's striking back hard. They've taken down 4. They'll look towards mind control. Shadow Blade. Where's the detector? Doesn't look like they've got it, but gee, what a defense. Huge amounts of burst coming through there as they entered into that fight. 2.5k damage coming out from the Ember, equal amount almost from Burning.
E-Blade reveal.
It was just bam, and the heroes were gone.
I don't think they were ready, first of all, for the E-Blade, and secondly for IG to be up quickly. Yeah. That was a very fast defense coming out from IG, and their team fight is obviously really good if they can land all the spells like this. The Wukong's command from Bobuko was really great there. The freezing field from Q doing a lot of damage and control as well. And then, as you said, Ember, the really big hero of that fight, getting a great double remnant on 3 heroes and having a remnant to get back out again. This is important in this fight. Look at when he goes in, double remnants in, takes the fight, saves the defensive remnant. This is a mistake I feel like a lot of Embers make, is that they see, oh, this is a great jump, I'm just all in on the play. It's important he has a remnant here, else he's dead. He's got to go out here. Would have probably been killed off by Matumba and Kuroki there, but disengaging. Maybe he could have played it just on the edge and stayed alive with third, but, you know, end of the day, fight working out nicely here for IG. Now, that's going to blow a bit of the steam out of the game for Liquid. They need to take it easy for a while, and if the one guy who's happy about that is like, he just had a great fight. Absolutely. Gonna get his next. Yasha is coming in here, working towards Manta style. A good way of dealing with
once
TA.
Once he has a Manta and a Lincoln's, it's Burning is it's going to take a mistake from Burning, I feel, at that stage for him to actually die. And as we've seen from Burning this time, he's been making very, very few mistakes, if any.
I feel like Morphling with Manta is one of the best counters to TA in the later quarter of the game. You have so high base attack speed with all your daily allies. It's dead. Nice pick from Matumba, we talked about with the defusal.
Very, very good catch in the back.
Gets in and hits him, he's dead. So they get a pick there. But yeah, what was I getting at? The Morphling, very high attack speed with Manta style, instantly burn through refraction. Even if you have this refraction talent in late game, Morphling can get rid of this refraction of damage through a BKB within a matter of 1 to 2 seconds. So Miracle has to be a bit cautious with the plays on the TA here. Nice to see Liquid take advantage of this pick. They get the Bat Ride being down is a big deal. Secures them in tier 2. IG are doing whatever they can to get a trade up. And use the replicate here, Burning. Send it away. And look to trade into trade. Liquid takes mid. So 2 towers for 1. Pick on Bat. Good stuff from them, but it is concerning that they lost that team fight. I feel like that's a very big moment in the game.
Especially for the ages team fight, a team fight after you just taken a team fight 3-for-1. You know, Liquid in their minds, they must be feeling great, and then to be hit back down like that. Ooh, but he's careful. This time Weaver with a fair bit of hate, but burning still. The edge of death with that burst. Again, just replicating out of there with no difficulty whatsoever. Very close to having the ultimate orb towards the Manta style. Obviously, the first bit of lockdown being built up as Mind Control closes in on an Orchid, and of course we'll look towards the Bloodthorn, and they absolutely need it. They need sources to be able to have a chance of killing Burning or even killing OP on this end.
Yeah, at the same time we have a big item coming out for OP, getting the Shiva's guard here, almost getting level 20 as well as a big talent. Can pick between the 10 armor and the flame guard absorb. I would imagine he just takes the 10 armor since there's a diffusal blade in the enemy team. Flame guard is not that reliable. It's also not really that good in this game necessarily. It's the physical damage he needs to worry about. So getting a 10 armor talent and a Shiva, suddenly you have an Ember with 40 armor, 45 actually. And that is without auras from his team. It's just his own item build. He gets armor from the Veil, he gets armor from Flame Mail and from Shiva.
And XXS, he's found himself first Riverside. IG with another pick off. 30 seconds down for the Tusk. They'll start to move across, look to see if they can get anything out of this. The Sigil's still up to provide the vision for Liquid, so Liquid will be able to avoid being potentially caught out even further. But yeah, Burning with the money ready and done for that Manta. Will be there for the next fight. Matumba going back for the Lincoln Sphere after that diffusal drums opening in this build. A little different, but the Lincoln certainly still feeling to be a necessity against this huge single target burst. The Morphling, the control from the Bat's Lasso.
Yeah.
But it does feel like it's a bit of a weird build, isn't it? For the, as you said yourself, it kind of slows down what sometimes we've wanted to do earlier.
Yeah, I think Matumba, this drum, the way I see it, hasn't really paid off enough. I think he kind of regrets buying it at this point, that he feels like there was a better alternative. If you want some quick HP on Weaver early on, you can go for an Urn. It's a build we've seen Weavers go for in the past. It can be pretty effective. If you want to take this fighting approach, it's in some ways better than the drum to have that Urn, get those charges up, and then build into a Lincoln's or Diffusal. Alternatively, he could have gone for the real Glass Cannon build, where he's just like, okay, I'm going to rely on my mobility and my decision making early, get a Diffusal, top lane.
See if they can find Baboka.
Actually got out here.
Look at this distance he can create on the Monkey King. Mind Control looks for the vision with the Sprout, but he's already out there with the TP for Baboka. Very, very hard for them to catch.
Did he not see him with the Sprout?
I think he might, but he wouldn't have had anywhere to stop the TP.
Nature's Call? Monkey was in a tree, wasn't he? He could have spawned tree ants out of him. I mean,
I don't know, would he have had the cast range? Quite far
It
away.
looked like he was casting it an animation canceling, so that made me wonder if he actually saw him. Oh, Miracle is melded. With some damage. We're already starting to see this is just Manta taking a good chunk out of Miracle, who now has an Orchid, as you were mentioning. Big item coming out. There's no counter yet on OP, but he's already building into Lotus Orb. That's what it's called.
For himself, yeah.
I was about to call it Echo something, because I think, what is it called? Echo Shell?
Echo Shell's the spell. But as you mentioned, yeah, Lotus Orb, and then suddenly these Orchids, what are they going to do? There's a Manta on one of the cores, there's a Lotus Orb on the other.
He has 57 armor on Ember.
57 armor on Ember.
When he's next to this. And that's just with an equivalent ore. There's still more armor ores to come for them. No AC, no Vlads. I wonder if they want to buy either of them in this game. Might see Ember.
That is
it's
an
overkill.
insane amount of armor.
TA is going to pickle him, actually, and that's absurd. That is absurd, actually.
Top lane Mind Control goes straight for the BKB TP out.
No bash. Fortunately for him.
Lane XXS grabs the lasso onto Miracle, freezing field, everything being thrown, and that's actually Miracle down for 70 seconds. The H as well in the mid lane.
This could be
just like
there's no buyback.
There's no buyback for Miracle.
This is really, really bad for Liquid.
I mean, IG.
Yeah, Mind Control has to just try to cut the wave, because they know how scary it is.
They're looking for the chase down. 4-man reaction there to the presence of the Nature's Prophet. IG.
Mind Control had to make this play. It was the best play he had. Yes, they're going to lose the Roshan, but at the very least they didn't lose the mid lane of Rax. If he doesn't cut the wave, that lane's gone. Morphling pushes extremely fast when he doesn't need to be scared of anything, playing on max agility using the Manta. going to get the roaching instead. I wonder if they're going to give it to Burning. I feel like it might be better to put it on the Ember, but Ember looks like, Burning, I guess. I don't see Burning dying.
I really don't. It's something that we mentioned straight off this game, and it's playing out like that. Burning may very well finish this game without a single death to his name. At this rate, 5-0-8. He's going to be able to pick himself up a free tier 1 at the top. On top of the Manta and the E-Blade, he's well into the funds for building towards the Skadi. So many stats, so many ways of getting himself in and out of the fights, and not a lot that Liquid have to punish that.
It's going to be 2 towers as well. IG just claimed like the biggest bounty in this short moment of time. They got the biggest kill on the map. They got Roche, they got top tier 1, they got top tier 2. They now have Aegis to push with. As far as the gold goes, it still looks like even game. It just doesn't feel that way. I feel like IG are massively far ahead in this game right now. And the problem, in a way, is just that Liquid's gold and the itemization, they have so many problems that their items don't feel like they pack the same punch.
No, and it's the fact as well that
way more.
Your second highest on Liquid is Mind Control, which is great, but that's because Matuma Man's falling behind. He's still not anywhere near the wants to be in terms of farm on this Weaver. 32 minutes in, Diffusal and Drums, and the Lincolns. He's just not that scary at all.
No, it really isn't.
And now he's looking for the BKB because I guess he feels like he likes it. But this is a Weaver that's having to buy Lincolns and the BKB. At that point, I mean, he's going to be able to keep himself alive for a bit, but still it feels like he's only going to be tickling, especially this Ember Spirit with a bajillion armor.
Yeah, Morphling isn't shy of any armor either. He has 31. It's scary stuff. Nice play by Mind Control there, by the way. I'm pretty sure we did get that on camera. Instant Orchid on the Bad Rider so we could TP out. Bad Rider is sitting without a BKB now, so couldn't get the lasso on Mind Control fast enough. Did escape, but Liquid have got to feel like this game is slipping away from them. Question is if they ever really had it in their control. It looked good for a moment, but it seems like after they lost that tier 2 fight where they lost the Aegis, nothing good has happened in the game. Kind of. Not a single good thing has happened for them.
What's their plan? It will be time to smoke. Liquid desperately needing something big from this one.
Yeah, there is actually nothing good that's happened. There's only red dots for the last 10 minutes on the net worth graph. Every single kill or tower or objective, all of it IG.
They need something juicy about that. Maybe they could get OP, they'll jump in. He does have the Lotus Orb to remove one of the silences. There we go, and he's out. Just like that, the Lotus Orb paying off immediately, and immediate smoke in reaction from IG. Liquid have to be so scared and careful now.
OP took 300 damage. He took 300 damage there on, and I think that was a Melt Strike involved in that. That was part of it. This is a TA that likes to one-shot or two-shot supports at this stage. I mean, great, he can definitely kill Q if he gets through the Ghost Scepter. But
oh, Matuma Man will dispel the smoke. Takes it down straight away. Matuma's already managed to get himself away.
Nice play from
the first catch. Shiva's guard will connect onto Miracle, and there's the lasso. The follow-up burning, just blowing up Miracle. 80 seconds down, and this game, as we've been saying,
there is a creep mid. They need to keep it alive here, IG, to keep this push going. It did die.
But they've got another wave coming in. I mean, they almost certainly are going to have a very good chance of back. The press is going to get there's the first time again. Stay okay. Mind Control, force spot. The BKB as Burning comes in with the combo. And IG just stand their ground, hitting onto the tier 3s. Where is the defense from Liquid? Miracle still holding on to that buyback. It looks like they may just take the decision to sack this mid lane of Rax here.
They're going to lose 2 lanes if they don't buy back. They already used Matuma Man, or rather Mind Control BKB. They used the Nature's Path. Actually, there was raiding.
He's going to roll in, but he's just going to get ripped to pieces straight away. This is Liquid just falling apart by the looks of it for the being. That's Mind Control down for 70 seconds. He's got no buyback. OP holds back too with the chains on the front lines as well, just blade mailing. Liquid just can't put a dent into IG's armor at this stage of the game. They'll move to the second set of Rack. There's the back onto him getting blown up as well from Burning. This Morphling's just too fat, too strong. IG just looking a step ahead in the draft, a step ahead in the play. The itemization as well so far this game has just countered everything that Liquid's tried to. They'll go for a snowball on Burning, but he's already replicated out, dragging GH into an awkward position. OP just turns around with the slide change. Remnant in, and that's the second one out. Lasso's there to follow through onto Miracle. Boundless strike onto 2, catching the Tumor as well. The Chains is there to follow up, and Liquid, they are just getting torn a new one, Sid. This is absolute from IG. Relentless slaughter as they fox the Miracle again, force the GG out of Liquid.